Hey everybody, welcome back to my kitchen. So listen, I was so hungry tonight. I want to show y'all what's left. Nothing. Listen, I'm about to jump on Bible study. I do a California Bible study on Wednesdays because it works with my schedule. But I just wanted to come on and just give a praise report. And it's no other way to say it. As you know, I've been healing through the effects of a concussion, and I have been living with PCS, post concussion syndrome, now for over a year, and this was my third concussion. Prayerfully, this is the last. Come on, Jesus. Anyway, I'm actually doing my ProSide certification this week. Shout out to all the change managers out there. We rock. Yes, we do. And day one, I was actually fairly surprised. I got through the first 3 hours. Was keeping up. I was able to write notes and listen. I mean, the facilitator was definitely talking at a rate that was too fast for me to process, but he paused enough, or people interrupted enough for me to be able to catch up. So around the 3 hour mark, I noticed I started to feel like I was in the deep end. And I immediately started to use the therapies that I learned when I was in concussion rehab. And they were working, but one of those is to let someone know that I'm having a moment and that I need to walk away, I need a break. So I reached out to the assistant facilitator and I let him know this is my current situation. I know you guys are doing breaks, but it's not enough and I'm beginning to feel stressed, and I just need to keep my camera off because it's just going to help me. It's just a lot. All the cameras on, everybody moving around. It's just a lot for my brain to take in, on top of trying to listen, follow the slides, take notes, and be attentive so that I can pass the daily exams. So he was like, oh, no problem at all. He started sending me slide decks. They just literally started working with me. He even told the chief facilitator, that he was talking too fast, and he literally slowed down. And about an hour or so, maybe 2 hours, I started to feel like I had moved from 10 feet to 8 feet to 6 feet, and I can now breathe and swim in this deep, shallow water now. And I just really thank God. And I had a thought in my mind after yesterday, and I said, it seems like my healing is tied to my obedience. And what I mean by that is, as you know, I'm a solopreneur. I have a lot going on in that capacity. I'm also finishing up a third master's degree, and I have some other things going on, in life. Family, relationships, everything, right? So managing it all and still trying to feel like I have a normal baseline, which I'm not necessarily back to yet. So I kept that in mind. I was very proud of myself yesterday because I was able to get through the day, and I noticed that, oh man, it's 6 o'clock and my brain isn't buzzing. I don't feel like I need to just turn every light out and go lay down and go to sleep. Like, literally, I was so overjoyed. And at 6, as soon as the training ended, I had a meeting scheduled at 6 that ended at 6:30, and then I had follow-ups from both the training and the meeting I had just had that had to be done. So by this time, it's about, I would say 7 or 7:30. My mom calls and she's like, "You okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, what's up?" I'm in training this week. And she was like, "Okay, because you didn't call, So, and she said what she had to say. But while she called, my best friend called. So I called my best friend back after I got off the phone with my mom. And so she and we caught up. And I was telling her about how I felt, for the day and how I was doing. And I was really proud. And then I'm just so thankful to God that I didn't take on another contract on top of everything I had going on. And this contract that I was considering accepting would have definitely had me beyond the deep end. And nobody likes me when I'm overwhelmed. So basically, guys, I just want you to know that today, and I didn't realize this until the end of the day, I literally was able to sit through the entire training. Not once did I lose my focus. Not once did I break my concentration. I was able to concentrate and pay attention, and not once did I feel like I needed to run away. You know, I never felt like I was in the deep end or anything. And at the end of the day, when I realized what had happened, I started texting my mom. I was like, you won't believe what happened today. I told her what happened, and I said, Mom, like, I really believe that my healing is tied to my obedience. Because had I taken that other contract, I would not have experienced this milestone that I experienced yesterday and today. And I just want to say this to all of the TBIs out there, so that's traumatic brain injury survivors. I just want to say that, and I didn't realize this till today, but every day you're making progress. Every day we are making progress. We may not feel it. God knows we don't feel it every day. But when you have that moment where you feel like you've come over a hump, it is so exhilarating. You feel so relieved, and it's so encouraging to know that this is going to be, like, you're going to be okay, like you're making progress, and you just want to really take off and go hard. And what I have been telling myself today is, I gotta watch the time, Bible study starts in a minute, is to pace myself, because I get so excited when my body says, hey, you just overcame a milestone, that I literally want to go all in like I could before the injury. So I just want to come on and tell someone that, like, just encourage you, like, to keep going. You are not alone. I say that all the time. Tell yourself the greater story. So if you're not feeling good, then you tell yourself a story that's greater than how you're feeling. Amen. Come on, somebody. And show yourself kindness and compassion. Be patient with yourself. Like, I have to constantly remind myself of that, because I can't go hard every single day. And if I try to push myself beyond what my brain is allowing me to do, I pay for it, like, almost instantly. So I am so grateful to God. This is nobody but Jesus. And I've been doing my part. As you know, I eat plants anyway. It's all gone. But I'm hungry. I lost some unintentional weight doing this mayor's 5K thing here in Atlanta. So anyway, I got to bulk back up and get that weight back on. But I don't know. I'm not saying I don't know. Give me a second. So I am just so thankful for what God is doing in my life. I don't know who this touches, who this will touch, but I'm going to say this again, and I'm going to say it over and over again as you continue to watch clips from my docuseries, is that people with brain injuries cannot wear a cast on their head. We do not get to walk around with the benefit of some sort of physical symbol that we have a brain injury or we're healing through post-concussion syndrome. We also don't have the benefit of having providers who fully understand post-concussion syndrome. We don't have the benefit of providers who actually believe what we say most of the time, because they can't relate to it, and everybody's symptomatology is so different. And I will tell you, as a woman of color, my experience in being believed with my symptoms, it has been such a challenge and such a journey, and I'm not going to talk about that in this video. But what I will say is, advocate for yourself to the extent that you can. Document, whether you record it verbally, whether you write it down, whether you have somebody transcribe it if you don't have that ability just yet. Document your symptoms. They are what they are, okay? And they're very real. But what I want to encourage you to do is, instead of saying, I have this symptom, I want you to change the narrative and say, I am healing through this symptom. Because your brain is going to believe what you say. So you have to speak life to your situation. You have to speak life to yourself. You have to tell yourself the greater story, because that's going to help you overcome. That's going to help you walk through this, even on dark days when you feel like you're in a valley of despair. I'm going to actually there is a picture I think I posted on Instagram, but it says like my plan, and it's like a straight line from start to finish, like, woo, I finished. And then it says my brain injuries plan, and it has like all these peaks and valleys, right? It's not getting there in a linear fashion or very sequentially. It's very iterative, if you will. Okay, that's my project management coming out. But the point that I want to make is that you can overcome. Eat more plants. You want to eat an anti-inflammatory diet, because that's going to help clean up a lot of the inflammation in your brain. It's going to help your gut. If you didn't know, your gut, i.e. your intestine, small and large, is the organ of your immune system. Yes, it is. So you are what you eat. You also are what you digest. So I will wrap this up by saying, because I'm officially late for Bible study now by about 3 minutes. It's 10:03 p.m. I will wrap this up by saying, let's take our health back together. Continue to eat more whole plant foods, not this stuff that's put together in the lab, none of that stuff. I'm talking about stuff that grows literally in the ground, that is organic, that has not been tainted or genetically modified or bioengineered, none of that stuff. I'm encouraging people to eat as God intended, which is to eat more plants, drink water, and get out there and move your body. I'm telling you, it makes a difference. There was a whole year where I literally had an athletic trainer who trained me like 2 or 3 times a week. And I literally complained all the time. And finally she was like, you know what? The more you complain, the more reps you're going to get. And I'm like, come on, I can't do it. I'm in pain. She did not allow me to really stay in this period of feeling like I couldn't overcome because I couldn't lift the weight, or because I couldn't do the squat, or because fill in the blank. Like my range of motion was so limited. Oh my gosh. But if you look at me now, and I look back over the last year and a half, and even the last few years, because I did this 5K, 2 accidents and a third concussion later, right? So I went from healing through one car accident. As soon as I was ready to get back there, another car accident. That one caused the head injury. And then I hadn't been able to do a 5K since 2019. So literally, like, training my body. I was literally doing yoga every day, 5 and 10 minute stretches, because 5 minutes initially was too much. I could only do like 3. Then I did 5. Then I was up to 10. And I was at 10 for a minute. Like, it was like I plateaued. And I was like, well, even if you don't feel like it's working, your body's keeping score. Come on, somebody. So my body was keeping score. And a year later, I realized, like, wow, I'm up to 20 minutes. This is great. I tried to do 30, and that was the deep end. So I had to go back down to 20. And I stayed at 20, and I worked myself up to 30. And only just 2 months ago was I able to do a 60-minute, yoga session. And vinyasa yoga is very challenging because you hold those poses for 2 to 3 minutes. So I was able to do my first vinyasa also 2 months ago. I think that same week I did the 60-minute, and I did like a 40 or 45-minute vinyasa flow. Man, no, it wasn't that long. No. It was more like a 30-minute vinyasa flow, because I knew it would be more challenging. And the fact that I could do that, I was so happy. Like, I just celebrate Jesus, seriously, guys, because we can do our part, but ultimately it's up to God, right? But he honors that press. So I don't want you to feel like if you don't get better, then God, no, don't even let your mind go there. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is this: God will honor your press. Do your part and leave the rest up to him. And I've always said, if my limit is this and God chooses not to heal me further, we gonna go hard with what we can do. And that's the key. Focus on what you can do, as opposed to all things you cannot do. Because focusing on what you cannot do, that puts you in a valley of despair very quickly. And no, who wants to be there, right? It hurts to cry when you have a head injury, right? So let's use our energy for things that serve us well. And sometimes you have to cry to release the pressure in your head. Again, that's important. But that's different from putting yourself in the valley of despair and then kind of creating a cognitive stress and load on your mind. So I just thank God that I was able to, for the first time in over a year, have cognitive, a cognitive stressor that didn't send me into a cognitive panic, that increased my flight or fight response, to have me walk away and say, I can't do it, I'm going to go lay down, go to sleep until this calms down, then I'm going to get up and try again. I'm so glad I registered for this training. I didn't even know what, again, I just do things because my brain is still thinking, the way my mind works, you're normal. But then when I go to do stuff, I'm quickly reminded that I need to scale back my commitments. So I'm just thinking normal. And it did not occur to me that, I would be sitting for 8 to 10 hours. I did not even take that into consideration because I'm so used to being able to go. Well, the Lord showed me that I could. And the first day, I definitely had to use a lot of the different therapies to get through the day. Today, I found myself eating a lot, but it was good. But I was even able to get out during a 30-minute break, go outside, do a quick errand, come back with time to spare. That's a blessing. The first day I wasn't able to do that. I couldn't do it, right? But then today, I fueled myself, of course, throughout the day, and I was completely alert and attentive. I even asked questions. There was only a few times where I felt like he was talking too fast, but I was able to catch it and have him slow down. So this has been a blessing. I'm looking forward to day 3, which is tomorrow. We actually do our final stuff, and we have to do our presentations in order to get certified. And I look forward to getting certified. This certification is super important. I'm so excited I did it. I have no regrets about it. Even though it's the middle of midterms that I chose to do this. Again, I just be scheduling stuff. So anyway. I need to stop handling my own calendar. That's probably the direction we're going in. But anyway, I thank God for everyone who continues to encourage me, who continues to pray for me, who continues to walk this thing with me, and who really saw me from day 1 of injury to today. So I've said way too much, and I am now really late for Bible study. But I'm going to hop on Bible study, and then I have to get back to some studying before I clean up the kitchen and turn in for tonight. But listen, to all my concussion survivors out there, I dare say survivors, overcomers, come on. I just want to remind you that you are not alone. That you are not alone. Show yourself compassion. Love yourself. Tell yourself the greater story. And no matter if it doesn't feel like it, every single day, even if it's a setback day, you are making progress. And somebody needs to hear that. I know I need to hear that from myself. And I didn't realize that till today. We're talking over a year later. It occurred to me, yeah, your body's keeping score. So even if it doesn't feel like it, just know that you are making improvement. Your cells are recovering. But you also need to eat more plants so that you can help that process move along. And drink plenty of water and avoid processed food and sugary beverages right now. for real. To help you speed up your recovery and also to help clear out some of that brain fog. Those are just some things that I have done. Anti-inflammatory diets, aka brain diet, aka heart diet, aka diabetic. Fill in the blank. It works. So that's all. Good night. Thank you. God bless you. I'm here to inspire you to take your health back 1 meal at a time by eating more plants. This is the Plant-Based Nutritionista, and we are excited to be back in the kitchen. Have a good night, everybody. Bye.